So, from my experience in suffering, I was bullied from third grade until eighth grade, and this had an effect on me 4 years. Um, it started off in eighth grade, the little playground actions going on, like stealing the swing before you got there, stuff like that. But as years went on, it started getting more verbal. And when fifth grade came, some of the altercations were, oh, you smell like lunch meat because your mom works at a grocery store. You're always dirty. Why do you always smell? But I would shower every day and wash my hair every day so that way I wouldn't so called be smelly. Why do you always dress like a guy? How come you never wear skirts? How come you're always in pants or shorts? And this went on, and then, kind of lost friends over it because they would listen to the so-called popular kids. So I went to the guidance counselor a couple times, got involved with the principal. That never helped. So then my parents decided that getting me out of that school district was the best option, and I was homeschooled from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so all of middle school. And during middle school, it also continued, even though I wasn't in the same school with them. Um, they would do ding dong ditch, like ring my doorbell. I would have to go and answer the door just to see nobody was there. And there was times where I would hear thumping on my window because they were throwing rocks at it. And then in the summer, we would find rocks in our pool. They would throw them from the side of my fence into my pool, trying to cut up the pool liner. And, I would be afraid of being out in public because what if I see them? Are they going to say something? Or what if I'm out? Are they going to do something to me? So it really affected my mental state and definitely gave me a lot of social anxiety. And since I was homeschooled, I really didn't have that one-on-one action. I would talk to some classmates, but it was really never that classroom learning experience. So during that time, I really developed anxiety and depression, which led to self-harm and stuff of that nature. So it was a really dark time, and that was like the most I've suffered because these kids who are my age that I've never done anything to decided to take me as a target because for whatever reason I was just an easy pick on. So over the years it's been hard, and looking back on it during that time, I wouldn't say I saw God during that because even though I was born and raised Catholic, thinking going to church, being involved with being an altar server, and doing CCD, receiving all my sacraments, why is God letting this happen to me? So during that time, that's when my relationship with God became kind of strenuous because if he loved me like he said he would, why is he letting all this bad stuff happen to me? Why is he letting like all these bad thoughts come in my head? And why is this happening to me? I never did anything to anybody to deserve that. So during that time, it was a hard time for me to see God. And now over the years, going back to regular school, once high school came, things got a little bit easier, but I still had that social anxiety when it was really hard for me to make friends because I'd be like, oh, something's going to happen, somebody's going to say something about me, and this whole new reputation I'm trying to build for myself is going to get ruined. So definitely put me on edge and made it really difficult to deal with everything. So from being bullied, that was for 5 years. It was a really dark time in my life, even though I was really super young. Just going through all that, saying something about my weight or saying my parents didn't have the best jobs, but we made things work, and that using that over my head, it kind of made stuff really difficult to deal with. And then just not seeing God during that whole point in my life made everything really hard to deal with. But I'm working on it, and things aren't perfect, but they're slowly getting there.